In the top stories, more information given about reduced VAT days this weekend. Workshop held on promoting policy for fishers, and Skelec warns the public to be cautious after passage of weather systems. The details to these stories and more after the break.
Be ready for school with the coolest deals from Courts. Free gifts with your back-to-school purchases. Plus, up to 50% off cell phones, computers, printers, televisions, and more. Shop today with no cash and get instant credit on 3 to 36 months credit plans. Save big with great deals and head back to school in style. Only from Courts. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Mosoka, 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 mosoka.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Major Newscast. I'm Jason Davis. More information has been released in a follow-up to an announcement by Cabinet that Friday and Saturday will be reduced VAT days where eligible items will have their VAT reduced to 5%. Cabinet Secretary Dr. Marcus Natta told ZIZ News that although they have been called a back-to-school discount VAT days, the discounts are actually applied to more than just back-to-school items. According to a statement from the Inland Revenue Department, items eligible must also be available for sale and immediate issuance or delivery to the customer on discounted VAT days. Orders for items not in stock do not qualify. Vehicles, guns, ammunition, cigarettes, and alcoholic beverages are among the items that are not eligible. All others are eligible. Alcoholic beverages not eligible include, but are not limited to, wine, brandy, vodka, whiskey, gin, rum, liqueurs, beer, Guinness, Royal Stout, Carib, and Smirnoff Ice. According to a statement, businesses intending to register for discounted VAT rate day must ensure that all VAT return filings and or payments are up to date and they have no outstanding taxes, licenses, penalties, and or interest due to the Inland Revenue Department and or the Customs and Excise Department. Businesses wishing to participate may collect application forms from the Inland Revenue Department's main office on the Bay Road and the Charlestown office. Forms must be returned on or before August 25, 2022 at 3 p.m. Businesses are encouraged to submit their applications via email at inlandrevenue@ird.gov.kn. On Wednesday and Thursday, fishers in St. Kitts and Nevis are meeting at the ICT Center to raise awareness of and discuss policies that govern them. The National Fisherfolk meeting in St. Kitts and Nevis is organized by the Caribbean Network of Fisherfolk Organizations, or CNFO, and according to organizers, the goal is to get the opinions of fishers themselves when it comes to policies that govern them. The ongoing meeting will focus specifically on policies that govern fishers in St. Kitts and Nevis. Facilitators contributed via Zoom, and program coordinator for the CNFO, Mitchell Lay, said aside from discussing policies, they would also look at some of the issues that fishers face.
So we are seeking to not only build awareness, but also to look at some of the issues that the fisherfolk in St. Kitts and Nevis are faced with, and to see how these policy instruments can actually address those issues in a real way.
He said the CNFO has also been working towards developing a code of conduct for fishers across the region.
And of course, the Caribbean Network of Fisherfolk Organizations has also done some work that we'd like to share with you, and that has to do with building a regional code of conduct for how we govern fisherfolk ourselves in terms of responsible stewardship of the resources that we depend on for our livelihoods.
Mr. Lay said another goal is to develop an advocacy plan to impact policymakers to make decisions that would positively impact the industry. The two-day workshop falls under an overarching one-year project focusing on food security and poverty eradication. As hurricane season awareness continues, utility personnel are reminding persons to be cautious in the event of downed power lines and such after the passage of weather systems. During Wednesday's resumption of Working for You, the TV and radio program, Colin Brown, Control, Operation and Protection Manager at Skelec, spoke of the precautions the company takes.
Us at Skelec, as well as the customers, would like to restore electricity as quickly as possible, but safety is the primary aim. The secondary aim is to get electricity back on, and in doing it safely, sometimes it requires doing it at a more, I don't want to say slower, at a more controlled pace than would be expected just looking at it. So in instances we will have customers saying, well, it's just a line, my neighbors had power, my neighbor has had internet for 2 days now, why don't I have internet? Yeah. And there are certain intricacies, there are certain challenges.
He warned that persons should not assume that they know which lines are electrical or not if they're downed.
We caution after a storm any down infrastructure that was on a pole, whether or not you recognize it to be electricity infrastructure. Stay away, stay clear, report it to Skelec, report it to one of the other utilities, let us inspect. It is often the case that infrastructure that is not energized under normal circumstance, when lines become entangled, become energized after a storm. So someone say, well, I know that's the cable wire, I know that's the telephone wire, I touched that 1,000,000 times, it has not shocked me. After a storm, you because you just had a natural disaster and there's damage, there are multiple lines and wires entangled and wrapped up.
The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1 to November 30 annually, with September usually being the busiest month. A 3-day Agropreneur conference for women and girls on Nevis began on Tuesday. The event is aimed at empowering them to become business persons in the agriculture industry. The conference is the first of its kind on Nevis and is a brainchild of the Ministry of Health and Gender Affairs in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture. In an overview of the educational event, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Gender Affairs, Shalisa Martin Clark, underscored the importance of women in agriculture on the island and the ministry's role in assisting them to advance in the sector. She said, quote, "Women are a vital part of agriculture, not only here on Nevis, but around the globe. As such, it is our responsibility at the Ministry of Health and Gender Affairs to ensure that our women and the next generation of women are equipped with the skills and knowledge to face the growing challenges of food security," end quote. The conference consists of short sessions to assist participants in establishing and running successful agribusinesses. These include importance of agriculture and challenges women face in agriculture, financial management and record keeping, and developing and protecting your brand by Jan Williams. On the final day, August 25, the group will be taken on a field trip to A1 Farms for practical experience. The conference will conclude with the presentation of certificates. After the break, police explain traffic changes around Warner Park for ongoing cricket matches, and Sir Simeon Daniel Foundation donates to students. Stay with us.
Elevate your experience with Flow's fiber-fast internet and mobile combined. Enjoy double data and unlimited talk on 4 mobile lines, plus up to 35 megabits per second home internet speed at the best rate, giving you the best value to stay connected. I think our Flow mobile is elevated.
You think?
An elevated experience starts with Flow at home, powering double data and unlimited talk on 4 mobile lines at the best rate. Visit a Flow store to sign up today.
Mommy, where did you get all these groceries from?
When my mom was a child, my grandma was only able to provide just what they needed. When my mom got older, she was then able to provide what they needed and some. But now, with FlexPay, I am able to get everything we need and lots more with cashback.
Wow, Mom, I hope this never ends.
For the last 25 years, SN Hospice Company Limited has given customers millions in cashback for free groceries with every hire purchase in their never-ending cashback.
The biggest party in sport is back for the 10th year of CPL.
That is magnificent.
CPL will be bigger, better and louder than ever, with more sixes, more entertainment and more of the world's best players. And this year there's also women's games, with the Women's CPL taking place right here in St. Kitts. Get your tickets now at cplt20.com or at the box office. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
Welcome back. The flow of traffic and parking in and around the Warner Park Cricket Stadium have been changed to facilitate the 60 tournament that's taking place from August 24 to 28. During ZIZ Radio's On the Road program on Wednesday, Sergeant Sophia Henry from the Traffic Department explained what the changes entail.
Victoria Road will be a one-way, so no traffic will be allowed to flow from north to south. You will flow from south to north. Parking will be only permitted on one side, and that is on the western side of Victoria Road. So there will be cones on the eastern side, so no parking will be allowed there. At East Park Range, you only can park on the eastern side. You won't be allowed to park on the western side. And the road directly behind of NHC that runs from east to west or west to east, no traffic will be allowed to flow from east to west. You'll be able to flow from west to east, go out on Wellington Road. So you won't be able to travel both ways on that road, and on East Park Range, traffic will be only allowed to flow from north to south. So you come from Taylor's Range and you come down on Lozak Road.
She also stated that parking will not be permitted to the general public on Lozak Road.
And also parking will not be permitted for the public on Lozak Road between East Park Range and Bird Street. That's the road before the police station. Those parking are for VIP personnel only. So if anybody park in these areas, remember your vehicle will be towed. And as I said last week, the tow fee is $200. So do not park where you see cones. Do not drive where you know you cannot drive, because police and traffic wardens will be out. And if you violate the law, you will be penalized.
Sergeant Henry asked that persons please follow the traffic changes and look out for the cones and signs that are situated in the area. In other news, 30 students from Barnesgut were the recipients of a $15,000 donation from the Sir Simeon Daniel Foundation at a ceremony at the Sir Simeon Daniel Museum on Monday. This year marks the 10th anniversary of Sir Simeon's passing and also the 10th year since he was named a national hero. The event is recognized by the foundation to celebrate the former Premier's birth anniversary, August 22, who has been dubbed the founding father of modern Nevis. While speaking at the ceremony, Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge underscored that the event highlighted her father's contributions to the island in the areas of development and education. In 2021, the foundation opened the Sir Simeon Daniel Museum, which immortalized his work, legacy and contributions to the development of Nevis. A bronze statue of the former Premier currently stands in the museum. Two nationals are among 20 inductees to the Regional Organization of Women in Leadership, or ROWL's 2022 Women in Politics Leadership Institute program. Michelle Slack and Shajane Gums will join participants from countries including St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, and Dominica. In a press release issued on Tuesday, ROWL stated that the program runs from August 24 to September 28 and will be facilitated by distinguished female leaders across the OECS and Barbados and also the United States. Participants will engage in topics such as building your brand and finding your place in politics, developing new skills to advance your career, diversity, inclusion, and community activism, and grow your professional network of fellow female leaders. This year, the program will include a mentorship component which will begin after the training sessions. The mentorship program aims to strengthen their skills development, fortify what was taught during the training sessions, and broaden their professional network. Coming up in regional news, Grenada government to provide monetary support to cocoa industry. The details when we return.
Here are your Horseless Value Mart IG Value Club Blue Tax specials from August 11th through 24th. Downy Fabric Softener, $23.99. Essential Everyday Chocolate Chip Cookies, $12.99. Sweet Baby Ray Barbecue Sauce, $9.99. La Yogurt, $2.99. Egg Waffles, $13.99. Ajax Dish Detergent, $4.99. And now, our very low weekly value deals. Old Orchard 100% apple juice, $9.99. Bugles or Chex Mix, just $9.99. Peter Pan peanut butter, $10.99. Tropicana Punch juices, $7.99. Arm & Hammer deodorants, $8.99. Stone Ridge ice cream, $18.99. Shop smart, shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí a Value Mart.
Want to get away? Now you can.
Stop standing in long ATM lines to withdraw cash. Use your national debit or black cards to complete a wide variety of transactions at supermarkets, variety stores, gas stations, pharmacies, and more. Shop online at the most popular websites and stores for quality brands using your national debit or black cards. And take back your time to enjoy all the things that you love to do. Remember, instead of waiting in long ATM lines to withdraw cash, use your national bank cards today.
National Bank, always here.
Regionally, despite economic shocks, the Grenada Cocoa Association was able to sustain dependent farmers by increasing prices paid to them in January of last year. Government is moving forward with its agenda to develop the agriculture industry by implementing programs and providing continued support for the cocoa industry. More in this GBN News report.
Included in these programs is continued support for the cocoa industry, which has made several improvements in its economic indicators over the past year, which includes growth in production levels by 27%, sale of raw cocoa beans which grew by 17%, and the sale of chocolate and other value-added products, which also showed marked improvements. Despite the unfortunate economic shocks experienced over the past 2 years, the Grenada Cocoa Association was able to sustain the livelihoods of many dependent farmers by raising the price paid to farmers in January of 2021, which prompted a £300,000 increase in cocoa production, a commendable feat. Government stands at the fore to help guide the industry to continue along this path for cocoa to continue to make a positive impact on the socio-economy. Delivering remarks at the annual general meeting on Thursday at the Deluxe Cinema in St. Andrew, Minister of State with responsibility for agriculture, lands, forestry, fisheries and cooperatives, Senator Adrian Thomas, explained government support to expand the acreage of cocoa under production, building on the work that has gone into value addition and extending the use of renewable energy into the drying of cocoa beans. Thomas says Cabinet has also decided to provide $300,000 support for farm labor.
Cabinet has taken the commitment to provide a direct cash payment of $300,000 for the GCA and the GCNE. These funds will be used to support the associations in delivering their own farm labor support program to their members. I have deliberately instructed the ministry not to divide the funds because we believe that the two associations are capable and man enough to sit and discuss and agree on the best way to utilize the funds in the interest of farmers. This government will be promoting self-determination and self-reliance. Full autonomy must be the destiny of both organizations. Government has also given the commitment to speed up the implementation of the SIEP Farmers Program to improve access to cocoa and nutmeg lands. One of government's main action to boost production and move Grenada forward.
The government of Brazil has donated hand sanitizers to Trinidad and Tobago, continuing their thrust towards improving bilateral and regional ties. More in this TTT News report.
Speaking at the handing over ceremony, Brazil's Ambassador Rodrigo do Amaral Souza and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Amory Brown, said since the establishment of diplomatic relations, the connection has strengthened. Both countries continue to share priorities in the field of health, agriculture, digitization, and training. Within the last couple of years, the government of Brazil has given items such as various types of non-COVID vaccines, HIV, and other types of drugs. Minister Brown expressed sincere appreciation for the donation, noting that it was an illustration of the growth of this long-standing relationship between the two countries, which include mutually beneficial exchanges in the health sector.
That this generous gift is by no means the first that we've received from the government and people of Brazil in recent times, particularly in support of our national health.
This initiative inscribes itself in the so-called health diplomacy, one of the key priorities of Ambassador Carlos Alberto França's tenure as Minister of External Relations of Brazil.
Coming up, South Korea military government blamed for abuses and deaths at facility for vagrants. International news is next.
You're never too young to start planning for your financial future. That's why I decided to visit National Caribbean Insurance to speak with one of their friendly sales agents.
Here at NCI, we strive to ensure customer satisfaction by choosing the right policy for you. Our endowment plans provides customers with adequate returns on their investment. The quinquennial bonus policy offers a 25% payout of the sum assured every 5 years. Other life insurance packages can help to secure your family's future. Also, please consider our health plans so you can be reimbursed for medical expenses to ease financial impact. Just remember, the younger you are, the more affordable insurance is for you.
Don't wait until it's too late to apply. Make an appointment to see a sales agent.
Visit us today. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
You're never too...
Internationally, a government inquiry in South Korea has confirmed years of large-scale abuse at a detention facility in the 1970s and 80s. Tens of thousands of adults and children were locked up at Brothers Home, a state-funded facility for vagrants in the southern port city of Busan. Al Jazeera's Rob McBride reports.
For many of the victims, who were children when they were incarcerated at Brothers Home in Busan, this was the news they've been waiting to hear. And for many, it was too much. It follows a more than year-long investigation by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission into a catalogue of reported abuse.
It's confirmed there were serious human rights violations such as forced labor abuse, deaths and disappearances by forcibly detaining vagrants with involvement of authorities either directly or indirectly.
Supported by the South Korean government, the detention centre operated in the 1970s and 80s with the goal of removing so-called vagrants from the streets ahead of the 1988 Summer Olympics. But thousands of adults and children were rounded up arbitrarily and subjected to harsh treatment. Media investigations into the family-run church group that operated the facility included this in-depth report by Al Jazeera. Following the closure of the centre, the founder, Park In-kyun, was imprisoned for embezzlement. But victims say the alleged abuse and killings of inmates went unpunished. Park died in 2016. But some of his family had moved to Australia and begun new church and business ventures.
I'd really like to ask you about Brothers Home victims.
The Commission says the continuing investigation will take several years and will look into alleged cover-ups by multiple government bodies.
The government should apologize to the victims and make a promise to the public. We hope that history takes note and this never happens again.
Among the most vulnerable members of South Korean society, the victims of the notorious centre say their suffering has gone largely overlooked for years and that it's only now their country is coming to terms with their plight that they might finally see justice. Rob McBride, Al Jazeera, Seoul.
Communities in central Mexico are using an ancient but unconventional technique to save their forests. Al Jazeera's Manuel Rapallo reports.
Trees from a forest in central Mexico are being harvested for timber. The images don't exactly evoke a sense of conservation. But several communities who reside near the outskirts of this forest have found that sustainable timber harvest and land protection go hand in hand.
This harvest generates economic gains for the community, which are distributed in percentages for social projects and, most importantly, for reforestation and creating conservation brigades to protect against forest fires.
The pine trees being hauled away are taken to a sawmill. Here, the sale of wood has brought steady income to almost a dozen communities known as ejidos. Under Mexican agrarian law, ejidos have communal ownership over the forest and are entrusted with protecting it.
11 ejidos forman esta organización.
11 ejidos are part of our organization. They all abide by the rules of forestry management, which determine precisely how much wood can be extracted annually.
With the rainy season underway, reforestation efforts are in full swing. And the Mexican government is providing assistance in the form of pine saplings. It's a model of sustainability that's existed in Mexico for hundreds of years.
When a community sees the forest as their livelihood, they have an incentive to preserve it and protect it from fires, illegal logging, and caring for the biodiversity inside the forest.
Community investment in ecotourism has also brought jobs to the region. There are concerns, however, that many here don't feel safe speaking to reporters about on camera, especially given the encroachment by criminal groups known for illegally exploiting agricultural lands and forests. Illegal logging continues to be a big problem in some parts of the country, but here in central Mexico, community management of natural resources has proven to be an effective way of protecting forests and promoting sustainable development. More than 30% of Mexico is covered by forests, and dedicated conservation efforts are crucial for their survival. At least this forest counts on the full-time stewardship of its human guardians. Manuel Rapallo, Al Jazeera, Mexico's Amanalco Forest.
Up next in sport, CPL 60 matches underway in St. Kitts and Nevis, and Usain Bolt to copyright his signature pose. Stay tuned.
You're never too young to to start planning for your financial future. That's why I decided to visit National Caribbean Insurance to speak with one of their friendly sales agents.
Here at NCI, we strive to ensure customer satisfaction by choosing the right policy for you. Our endowment plans provides customers with adequate returns on their investments. The quinquennial bonus policy offers a 25% payout of the sum assured every 5 years. Other life insurance packages can help to secure your family's future. Also, please consider our health plans so you can be reimbursed for medical expenses to ease financial impact. Just remember, the younger you are, the more affordable insurance is for you.
Don't wait until it's too late to apply. Make an appointment to see a sales agent.
Visit us today. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.